for the time that they had. And I know there's a lot of animosity towards how the outcome of the match was, and it was quick, but it's just like you're in there with Randy Orton. And Joe got to show the world who Joe Hendry is. And if you don't believe in him, I'm sure everybody believes in him now, or is starting to believe in what Joe Hendry is and what this phenomenon of just this aura that he has, of this song that got hot. And then now people realize, oh, wow, this guy is very entertaining and a very good wrestler.
He is the new and first ever international champion of TNA, Steve Maclin, a man who is bulletproof. I saw it happen in person at the Unbreakable event, which you can catch now on TNA Plus. Get the details at TNAWrestling.com. The big event coming up just a few weeks away, Rebellion. Steve Maclin, what is it like to win a championship no one has had before?
Feels pretty damn good.
You've been ready. How often you been doing that? Someone FaceTimed you, you're like, oh, excuse me.
Just on this International Media Day, I've been doing it just because it's been fun to show off. It's kind of just been sitting on my closet shelf since I've been home from Vegas. So it's just been kind of just chilling out until I get ready for Rebellion.
I was there. You had an amazing match with Eric Young and AJ Francis, and you tested them. You and I had a fun little interaction where fans were asking you, as you made your way around the ring, you were taking selfies with people for at least a half an hour, 45 minutes, and people got to see this glorious belt that you now have your name tied to forever. You'll be the first one who ever get to hold it. And you proclaimed that. People ask, how are you going to celebrate? And you said something, so I'm going to talk to my wife. What did she think when you told her the news? Of course, your wife, very successful professional wrestler, Deonna Purrazzo in AEW. What did she say when you told her the big news?
Oh, she was very happy. She was watching she was in Boston at that time too. So she was there in Boston watching, because she was at Collision that day. And she knew going in that she had all the faith in me to go out there and give my all. And she had no doubt in my mind that I was coming home the international champion, the first ever TNA International Champion. So it's really cool to be etched in history with names like AJ Styles and Kurt Angle's as the first in TNA. And to tell you that and to be in a list with those two names just means the world to me, because I never would have told you that in my entire career 10 years ago, 13 years ago, 15 years ago, that I'd be doing this and be etched in history in TNA with the likes of AJ Styles and Kurt Angle.
Absolutely. You've been through the gamut of different things in your career, your time in other companies on television, now with TNA having this working relationship where some doors are open and there's different amounts of different challengers. Who do you think is going to step up to you? And obviously, it's not just isolated to maybe the usual suspects in WWE or TNA. There's this weird partnership. Doors are opening. There's a lot of possibilities. And when you become a champion, there's a target on you.
Yeah, and that's the best part. I've lived up to the name of bulletproof by just no matter what the opportunity is thrown at me, I try to take it and run with it. I've taken a lot of hits in my career, but I've also had a lot of highs in my career, which have been great too. And I just show that through all the adversity and all the good things and the bad, that I no matter what, can come out on top. And that's why I try to live up to the name of Bulletproof Steve Maclin. But for now, to have that opportunity to face talent from all over the world, whether it's in WWE, Japan, Mexico, all over Europe, even here in the States in TNA, it's the opportunities are endless. And please, if you want to cross that line, or if you want to challenge me to come wherever you are, I will gladly cross that line.
We saw this recently with someone you're very familiar with, Joe Hendry. He's been doing it quite a bit. The line isn't even present for him anymore. He's truly walked all over it. He showed up at WrestleMania and got to tangle with Randy Orton. Truly a breakthrough moment for TNA as a brand. What was the reaction within the TNA locker room when Joe Hendry had that presence there, truly proving that this relationship now is solidified and is going to be a special one? And certainly it seems like you could have a special moment with that as well.
Well, for me, as a locker room standpoint, I'll find out this Sunday at Rebellion, just to see kind of where everybody's at, but I would assume it's positive. From social media, I found everything's been positive towards Joe, and very much, I'm so very proud for him to have the opportunity and take that moment and to go out there as the TNA World Champion and against one of the best of all time and future Hall of Famer and Randy Orton. For the time that they had. And I know there's a lot of animosity towards how the outcome of the match was, and it was quick, but it's just like you're in there with Randy Orton. And Joe got to show the world who Joe Hendry is. And if you don't believe in him, I'm sure everybody believes in him now, or is starting to believe in what Joe Hendry is and what this phenomenon of just this aura that he has, of this song that got hot, and then now people realize, oh wow, this guy is very entertaining and a very good wrestler, and he's a world champion, and it's very fitting for him to have that stage and have that opportunity. And for me, I was very happy for him.
Absolutely. So talk about your background. For those who don't know, you've had a lot of different ups and downs. How would you compare this to the lows in your career? There was a real people talk about an aura or a vibe, or you just see the light in someone. I've been around, actors and performers and comedians and athletes when they have a sense of accomplishment. Describe this sense of accomplishment for you right now, and where that puts you in your career retrospectively. You can't help but look back from where you are right now.
I look back and I try to pinpoint moments of the lows that I thought oh wow, this sucks, and what am I doing this for? I'm a terrible professional wrestler. Why am I even wasting my time doing this and putting my body through this? And there are those moments where now I had it, even at Unbreakable, when I did win the title and I finally was able to get to my hotel room and just kind of let it sink in of it's all worth it. And to take those moments of being fired from the other company, and for the ups and downs, even my time in WWE, and just trying to get just some type of glimmer of hope and shine my light a little bit to the world and show you who I am, and not getting those opportunities. Or if I did have those opportunities and they were missed, now I have those opportunities to fall back on and learn from. And to be the first ever TNA International Champion, and to just stand here now and show the world, and to see the feedback that I got from a lot of fans of when I did win, saying that's well deserved, and it's awesome to see me as the inaugural champion. That means a lot to me, that for fans to say that as well. And it just shows that people kind of know my story, or are starting to understand where I've come from.
Now, obviously, the man you will defend the title to for the first time is a guy who has been through a lot of the same roads that you have been, and maybe those lows have become less of a chip on his shoulder and maybe a salty spike. He is certainly not a pushover. He is a man you had to deal with to win this title, Eric Young. What can you say about Eric Young as a performer, and obviously the career he's already laid out across the board in professional wrestling?
It's very hard to say so many good. There's so much to say about Eric Young. He's some people like to throw around that he's the Swiss Army knife of professional wrestling, where he can do it all. And he said it himself, where he's the one that's been above everybody for a long time, whether it's the roster itself, the office, management, everybody. He's done it all, and he's earned it, and he's earned the right to say that. But he's also earned the right on Sunday to face me at Rebellion for the TNA International Championship. And we've been saying this going back and forth now for almost 6 months now, where we knew it was going to come down to us, whether it was for the title or not. We knew that at some point we were going to cross paths again, man to man, and have to fight it out. And we've done that before. I came out on top on that one. And then now with him having the Northern Armory, and our battle between that, and just how we disagree in that, has been something to kind of get in between us. But at the same time, I told him, if it's just you and I, we're fine. But if those boys are involved from the Northern Armory of Judas and Icarus, no thank you. I'm not wanting to be a part of that. And also, I'm not Canadian, so why would I be part of the Northern Armory? But I also see where he's coming from, because he and I have a lot of history together, even before when we got into this feud of him trying to have me join the Northern Armory. We met in NXT years ago, and he's somebody that I've always gone to for advice. And he's somebody that I can lean on for advice. And he's a mentor in a lot of ways, but he's also a brother. And I know Sunday at Rebellion, we both know we're going to put all that to the side and know that this international championship is what means the most. And we're on one of the biggest stages of the year at TNA Rebellion in California, live on the TNA Plus app.
That's right, live on the TNA Plus app. Tickets available, by the way. You can still get them. I had an amazing time at Unbreakable Live, which was right on the campus there of UNLV. Of course, you guys doing the real college circuit here. Going to be at USC coming up here on Sunday. So tickets available, TNAWrestling.com. And obviously a stack card as well. Want to get your take on some of the other big matches on this show. We have a triple threat for the TNA World Championship. We'll see Frankie Kazarian, along with Ethan Page from WWE NXT, challenge Joe Hendry for that TNA World title. Obviously, more collaboration with WWE NXT. What do you think of this scenario, and who do you think is leaving California here with the championship?
Well, it takes Frankie a lot of guts for him being the king of TNA and the sleazeballs that he's been for a long time, carrying around that trophy to finally call his shot, and he's doing it like a man. And I have nothing but respect for him for that. But then you also have Ethan Page getting in there, and he's a former TNA or an NXT champion, former TNA Tag Team champion, and Joe's kind of got the stack deck against him because he's kind of on this really high right now. So I hope he's mentally prepared and physically prepared to go into this match.
Absolutely, it's a stack and triple threat too. You've dealt with one of these.
I just beat 5 guys at Unbreakable, and triple threats. There's so many different variables that can happen, and there's no disqualification in triple threat matches either. I think people don't realize that. So it's just a different dynamic and a different way to figure things out.
So the International Champion, it's a new title. Obviously, it creates a lot of possibilities for you to trek around the world and do some different. Title. It is a beautiful belt, by the way, too. The blue strap really pops there, doesn't it? Yeah,
it works for me.
Yeah, it works.
Brings out the blue in my eyes.
What are the possibilities with this championship too? As I was there with you and you won that title, you proclaimed this is the workhorse championship. This is the workhorse champ. You were saying it very proudly and very loudly, literally minutes after you won it. Describe what that is for fans who don't know what that means, who maybe don't understand that terminology, and where this championship plays into the roster as a whole, and what the psychology and presentation is behind that.
It's putting a lot of weight on me because I love to try to live up to the name of being a workhorse and going out there against some of the best competitors of all around the world. Before I was even TNA International Champion, I try to take on all challengers and go out there and give every bit of me to that. And anytime you see my name on the marquee, you know that matchup's going to be something that is either going to be a full-on fight, some type of wrestling catch as catch can in a fight. It's going to be some type of workhorse style match where it's just like you leave that match knowing that we left it all out there, and that's what I always try to do. And now being the TNA International Champion, that means so much more and a lot more weight on my own shoulders to now face some of the best talent from all over the globe, whether it's at TNA or on the independents over in the UK, Australia, Japan, anywhere that I can get to, I plan to defend this title. And that's a lot of pressure. And with this working relationship now too with WWE and NXT, you have this crossover from so many international talent that are there. The likes of Pete Dunne, a Drew McIntyre, a Sheamus. There's endless possibilities that I would love to take and have those opponents show up, or whether I show up there.
You brought up Sheamus. I think you and him could have a hell of a match.
It's funny. I was telling my wife's like, oh, who's somebody like you would want to face from over there? And it's just like Sheamus was a guy that I had a lot of respect for just because he started the Monster Factory way back when, just like I did when I first started trying out in wrestling. But then even my time in WWE, he was always respectful to me and never was one of those guys in the locker room that was just, I don't know, like the angry old vet type thing where it was just, he was respectful and I was respectful to him, and I would go to him for questions or just even just to watch him. He's just somebody that I've always loved that style. And that to me, that would be something I think pretty cool. You
say Monster Factory?
Yes,
am I correct?
Monster Factory in Paulsboro, New Jersey.
Yeah, shout out Danny Cage. That's where I started
out my pro wrestling career.
Yeah, shout out Danny Cage. Yeah, big green and black. I've seen those training jerseys before. So obviously a lot of possibilities. The door is wide open for a lot of people to come over and challenge. Now, I don't think there's anything stopping you from, as we've already seen, to take that title maybe over to Tuesday nights and brandish it in front of some people's faces. So a lot of exciting things here, and obviously Eric Young is right in front of you. So that is coming down.
My sights are set on Eric Young for Rebellion, but obviously we're talking future if that was a possibility. Yeah. But Sunday is on my mind. I'm here in my gym right now at the house in the garage, just chilling out, doing media for the day internationally, and that's just been my focus, is talking about Rebellion.
Well, you're nailing it here. TNA Plus is where you can get all the action. TNAWrestling.com. This Sunday at USC, home of the Trojans. You can get your tickets as well, right in the shadow of Los Angeles there. TNAWrestling.com. The man, the Bulletproof One himself, the first ever TNA Wrestling International Champion, will defend the title, and I guess he intends on defending it anywhere and everywhere he can. I don't know. Maybe he pops up at a smoothie shop. He's ready to go. I don't know if the 24/7 rules apply, but he's down.
I don't think those rules apply. It's got to be within a squared circle or the confines of television.
The confines of television. It's so specific. Steve, thank you so much for the time. Where can they find you on socials if they're looking for you?
At Steve Maclin on Instagram and on X. Shop TNA as well for all Steve Maclin merchandise, as well as Pro Wrestling Tees.
Got some
Steve
great looking
Maclin
merch,
store.
by the way. You got some great looking merch. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate it. We got my Bulletproof shirts out there. Trying to get it on the stands. I know merch has been selling out pretty quickly at shows, which has been awesome, which is not a bad thing to have. But yeah, follow me on X, Instagram. You can see a lot of my life outside on Instagram, especially with my dogs and my wife.
There we go. All right. Thank you, guys. Oh, what do the dogs think of the championship? Very critical point. I asked you about Deonna, her feelings of the championship. How are the dogs feeling about it?
They sniffed it a little bit and kind of got around to it. They can really care less. It's not chewable. I wouldn't let them chew on it. They're in our dog Fitzgerald right now. He's a Chihuahua and a Dachshund mix, and he's on his leather kick lately. So we got a couple footballs we had for Honey, and now Fitz has been stealing them because he's just been loving, like, just sitting there corner chewing on leather, and I had to keep this away from him. So all I need is, if eventually I friggin' pass it down to whoever beats me for it, is like, hey, why are there all these leather chew marks on here? What have you been doing to it? Like, it's my dog, sorry.
They're going to think you're chewing on the belt.
Yeah, there's been a lot of other things done to other world titles, which is, I think this would be the least worst thing to ever happen.
He's got that dog in him. All
It's
right.
not that defiling moment. It's
Yes, you just had a dog. You just had a dog do that. Yeah. All right, Steve, thank you so much for the time. Once again, congratulations for an amazing match at Bulletproof. Excuse me, at Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. We can call it, bro. I should get my own pay-per-view at some point.
Yes, get a pay-per-view. Bulletproof. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going through my notes.
That's
I saw
okay.
that there.
That'd be a
All right,
sweet
thank you so much for the time. All right, thank you so much for the time. You're getting laughs in me now. All right,
Okay.
so come on. Here we go. Steve Maclin is going to defend the TNA International Championship against Eric Young at the upcoming card. You can get the action, all of it, at TNAWrestling.com. Rebellion tickets are available now on the campus of USC at the Gallon Center this Sunday, April 27th in Los Angeles, California. TNAWrestling.com has all the info, the merch, and more.